Newgate Farm has already been in the sales headlines this year, with Henry Field's first season sire Foxwedge having a great result at the English Premier Yearling Sale. Recently, Gemma Cutting caught up with newly appointed Director of Stallions and Sales Bruce Slade to preview the English Easter Draft.
In just a few short years, Newgate Farm has gone from fledgling stud to a major force in the Australian breeding industry. With 5 stallions on the 2015 roster and plenty of room for more, as well as being a regular sale-topping vendor, Newgate's English Easter Yearling Draft is a must-see for potential buyers. Bred to Win visited Newgate in late February, and already the draft was shaping up to be as strong as ever.
Very early days, but they've got the pedigree, the physiques. We've had Gay through the farm already, having a look in the yearlings, and it was good to get a line on them with Gay the other day. And to be honest, the pedigrees are matched by great physique, so I think they'll do up really well by the time Easter comes around.
This tall, athletic daughter of Street Cry and Emancipation Stakes winner Cosy Bay will be the first yearling to hit the Easter sale ring for Newgate. The filly is typical of Street Cry physically, and on paper she also has plenty to offer, with her Spinning World Dam being a half-sister to champion New Zealand miler Calvine, promising juvenile Fireworks and listed winner Striker.
She's an absolutely top draw, this filly. Obviously a filly that not only appeal to the trainers because she's such an athlete, but also the big investors, the long-term players. She's got a lot of residual value. It's a big fillies family. Of course, John Camillery's Fireworks is a half-sister to Cosy Bay. Cosy Bay herself, of course, a Group 1 performer mare, and she's by a world-recognised, internationally successful sire in Street Cry. So she's got that deep girth. She uses herself really well. She's got a nice bit of length and scope, and you can see her sort of developing to that nice sort of autumn 2-year-old type, and then developing into your Guineas and possibly an Oaks filly as a 3-year-old. She's a classic Street Cry filly.
Lot 36 is another yearling by the late Street Cry, a colt that is the first foal from 6-time stakes-winning Almaha mare Majestic Music.
Statistically, these good mares are the ones that are giving you the best chance to get your stakes horse. She's been sent to Street Cry in her first year and produced this colt, and he's just an absolute belter. He's just got a great profile, he's masculine, he's got size and strength. He'll be on everyone's shortlist, no doubt. He's an early foal, he's an August foal, and he's very mature, but he has got that scope to suggest he'll just keep improving for you. So I can see him being typical Street Cry. Come out in the autumn, he could be your slipper, your size produce, your champagne horse, and then at 3 you've got your Guineas, your Cox Plates, all those sort of types of races that should fit his profile really well.
In what has been a strong year to date for first season sires, Foxwedge has more than held his own. An English Premier colt from Glowlamp set a new Australian sales record for Foxwedge progeny when sold to good judge Paul Perry for $420,000 from the Newgate Draft. 11 Foxwedge yearlings at the Melbourne sale averaged more than $160,000, ensuring Foxwedge was leading first season sire by average. This follows an equally strong performance at the 2 other major sales so far in 2015, and all with an initial $33,000 service fee.
Terrific, and such an important time for Foxwedge. Obviously his first crop being sold, and it's so important that they get to those good trainers, those respected trainers. They actually look very precocious, great thrust in behind, big hips, and heaps of quality. So you can see why the buyers have liked them, and we expect them to get up and run.
Newgate will offer 7 yearlings by its foundation stallion at Easter, and one of them is this stunning chestnut son of Bite the Bullet mare Rose of Cimarron, herself a full sister to stakes-producing mare Mika's Pride. A 3-quarter brother to Group 3 winner Bullpoint by Fastnet Rock, this colt is sure to be a showstopper for Foxwedge at the April sale, inheriting several hallmarks of his sire.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking to Henry and Tony Williams on the farm here, he's sort of one of those foals that's been a standout from day one. He was a sort of the horse that, when everyone asked what are the Foxwedge foals looks like, they showed them this colt, and he's been a standout from day one. He's a standout now. Obviously the mare, she could be a real queen. Her first foal's Bullpoint, Group 1 class horse like Bullpoint. It's a big family. It's probably the most relevant and
progressive.
Exactly, families in the stud book, and you've got like Criterion in the family, Verona Miss. It's just a hot family, and this mare seems to be doing the job, and this Foxwedge colt's a star,
Well, Bruce, lot 192, this is closely related to a champion Golden Slipper winner and a horse that you had a fair bit to do with in your time with Gate.
Absolutely, yeah, she's a full sister in blood to Piero, and naturally I've got a very, very soft spot for her. Again, she's a filly that's going to really appeal to the real investor, the long-term play. She's a full sister to Piero, who's not only a champion racehorse, but looks like he's leaving the right stock in his first foals as well. And very typical Piero in her style as well. She's a very fluent mover. She's very athletic. She's tall. She stands over ground. Got a great head, eye, nostril on her. Just looks a real racehorse.
The Dam Snow Spell is by Daylami, and the family itself is a very good European family, and it has a bit of history with the Zabeel line.
Absolutely, yeah, well spotted, Gemma. She obviously this family's European based, but every time it touches any sort of Zabeel blood, they throw top class performers. I mean, obviously Snowspell's mother went to Octagonal and left a dual Group 1 winner on Lavrock, and down the page, the family's visited Reset and produced Knight's Tour and Lonhro through Piero and Diamond Oasis. So I would suggest that that's the only time this family's ever seen Zabeel, and every single time they've produced a top class performer.
This filly is the first foal for unraced Zabeel mare Rosa Stellata, whose own dam is dual Group 1 winner Camino Rose. It doesn't take an expert to recognise the imprint left by her sire, the ever-popular and commercial stallion Snitzel.
He leaves precocity and speed, and that's why we all love Snitzel. Henry really wanted to show you this filly today because she's just a racehorse. I mean, she's just all racehorse. She's got that deep girth, that great thrust behind, massive hip on her. And there's a lot to like in the pedigree too. You can see why she looks like she does. She's by Snitzel. She's out of a young Zabeel mare, and her grandmother won a Coolmore, Group 1 Coolmore. So there's plenty to like about her on the page, and there's plenty to like about her when you see her in the flesh.
As a son of champion New Zealand 2-year-old filly and by a champion sire that's often Sales Ring Gold, there's a lot to like about lot 281. The Fastnet Rock colt gets over plenty of ground and, like his sire, is powerfully built.
Yes, this colt was bred by the McClure family at Morning Rise Stud in Victoria. Obviously Rob's been heavily invested in these top class mares, and this mare's no different. She's a champion 2-year-old in New Zealand. They have 2 Group 1 races for 2-year-olds in New Zealand. She won both of them. That's how good she was. She's by Anna Bayard of a Nureyev mare, big deep family. And Rob's given her every opportunity by sending her to Fastnet Rock in her first year, and look at the product. He's an absolute star.
Well, it's the first foal for the mare, but being by Fastnet Rock, I imagine he put a bit of size into it as well.
Absolutely, and he's very, very typical Fastnet in a lot of ways. Big, strong, powerful, a big brute of a colt, and a sort of horse that when you see him saddled up, the opposition will be sort of looking at him and thinking, wow, there's something to run against and there's some competition.
Newgate Farm have 19 yearlings catalogued at Easter, and their impressive 2015 results are tipped to continue as momentum gains for the team and its headline sire.
Obviously very, very excited to offer the Fox Wedge, the first crop of Fox Wedge at Easter to the big international buying bench that Inglis assembled there, and of course we've got Dissident coming to stand at stud at Newgate in 2015 as well, and also looking forward to the first foals of Sizzling, The Factor and Eurozone, so a big